Hey everybody, it's Leon. Have a new ministry update for January 2025 and wanted to just talk a little bit about, I'm going to share a picture here, but wanted to talk about the meetings I was just a part of this past um, week here in Minnesota, actually. We had gathering of our key leaders for Communitas International from all of our regions in Europe and Latin America and North America. It had been delayed a couple of times, but we were kind of locked into the location. We were having it in Minnesota. So it was a cold week. And for some of our friends coming up from Brazil and California, it was kind of a challenge for them. And they were kind of wondering why we were in Minnesota in January, but we all enjoyed it. We had some great times together, some great time seeking God's direction and wisdom together for how we are living out our strategies of and our mission of starting and shaping faith communities that love like Jesus in their neighborhood in each of our regions and around the world. And it was really just a great time for us to seek God together, pray together, encourage one another, and then also just talk about some of the things we sense God was saying to us for this upcoming year and beyond. And it was exciting to see how um, when we got together and we're talking, we could see how between our various regions, there are some things that are unique in each of our regions, but there are also things that we have in common and things that we're doing in common. And how can we help support each other better in those things that we share in common, and how we do things and the resources that we have available. And what we saw, particularly for those of us who lead specific regions where we're training up people, like here in North America, where I'm training up people in North America to start new faith communities here in North America. Um, Same thing in the other regions where people are doing that. As we looked at the things that we were doing, a common thread that we saw is that we are creating a safe place, a safe space for people to experiment and in new ways, how they can have a faith community that loves their neighborhood like Jesus in ways that are relevant to the community they're a part of and touching a portion of their community that maybe is being missed by the church in general. Looking for unique ways that we can connect with people that have been marginalized in our various regions. And that commonality is what draws us to this common vision of starting and shaping faith communities that love like Jesus. So as we gather together, it was a great time of encouragement. I was personally encouraged through it. Some good sense of God's presence and direction from times of prayer and times in the scripture and sharing what God was speaking to each of us. Pray for our leadership throughout the world as we continue to kind of just seek wisdom in how we implement some of the things that we're hoping we to see happen in the next year, 2, 3 years, 4 years, and beyond. And just that we would know that as God is directing us in some new ways, that He will be with us and He will help us in doing the things that He has called us to do. The other thing I want to bring up is after that was all done, I came home and Friday night we had our first board games with neighbors that we did in cooperation with our local community education office. We've been doing those fire and board game nights in our front yard over the summer and into the fall. As we got into the winter, somebody has suggested checking out with community education whether or not we could host a monthly community education event for board games, and they were excited to work with us on it. And we had our first event Friday night at our local middle school in one of the rooms there. We had 8 people there total. 4 of them were brand new people. We actually originally had 13 signed up, but a couple of people had illnesses and schedule conflicts come up. But it was really a good start to what we are doing there and just connecting with new neighbors and getting to know people in our community Going so well, we've thought we're going to continue it through May just to have an opportunity to build some momentum so that maybe next summer when we start to have people in our front yard again, we'll have a larger pool of people that are connected with us and understand what it's about and feel comfortable just coming over to connect with neighbors. It was really cool. One of the people that we had there is just going through a really hard time personally with his relationships and some loneliness. Had been involved with or had playing games was really critical in one of his family relationships, but as that's um broken up or has ended, it's this was a new opportunity for him to connect with new people and for us to meet him in a point of need of needing to find what new ways to do some of the things that he enjoys, like playing board games and connect with new friends and connect with other people. And we could tell that he was really touched by this. And it was a way that we could be Jesus to him in a time when he's dealing with a lot of change in his life. And so we're praying that um, good things will come out of it, that these connections will grow. All the people that were there were planning on coming back. So we're hoping for some good ongoing relationships to come out of this. So pray that God would continue to give us favor in doing these community board games and pray that the people that we've had show up at these will begin to connect in real ways and that God will give us wisdom in how to make the good news of Jesus known for them and the situations that they deal with in life. Well, that's what's been going on for us right now. God bless you, and we will look forward to sharing more again soon.